Said there's no clear lanes, but they do this deliberately. You think they deliberately leave these gray areas?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you provide guidelines, what do entrepreneurs and companies do, Charles? They meet those guidelines. When you keep it uncertain, it gives you options for him to continue to engage in regulation by enforcement, right? That's how he's doing it. I went on record to say that, to predict that he's going to sue an exchange or two by the end of this year and claim that they're selling unregistered securities other than Bitcoin, but he won't tell you which ones are securities.
Right.
You know, that's the problem.
Right. And it's hard to be ignorant of a law that if the law doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Like,
absolutely.
It's one thing to say, okay, I didn't know, and it was on the books, but it's really despicable.
It's disgusting,
really,
is what it is. He keeps going on record to saying these exchanges are selling securities. And then you ask, well, which ones? And he won't say, because now we know from his comment that you just asked me about, he's going to go with they're all securities except for Bitcoin, which makes this Ripple XRP case extremely important.
Welcome back to another one of our exclusives. The finish line is coming on the horizon. Do I need to remind you to be prepared? After all these videos, I really don't think so. Another important update. Boom, US residents can now buy Ripple XRP using credit card and Apple Pay. More in the news from Forbes Digital Assets. New lawsuit alleging that Solana is a security could have big implications for the crypto investment landscape. Guys, things are getting pumped up. I don't anticipate other projects to fail, but I do want some basic level of scrutiny and regulation. This goes to show how weird it is about this and others, and by others I mean other cryptocurrencies, as we don't know which are securities and which are not. Because at the end of the day, they're all raising billions without the SEC or some other random dude steering them off course in any direction. Worst case scenario, with the SEC not offering any guidance, if the majority of these cryptocurrencies are to be considered securities, I'd say we brace ourselves for a massive and widespread impact across the space, as lots of lawsuits are about to be flying in from the SEC against these other crypto entities. At which point, it suffices to say that XRP might be the first and only coin, at least for a long time, with a certain degree of clarity. Listen to this.
Only win that they're going to get. For the time being, hold on for dear life. In the meantime, here are some reasons why you shouldn't panic but stay focused on the bigger picture. A recent tweet from Universe 20 states, boom, Citibank will use XRP token to facilitate international payments. A small excerpt from the Citibank document attached to the tweet read, banks initially viewed Ripple as a competitor, though increasingly banks are partnering with Ripple. Mic drop. That's all I got.
Now before we move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and turn on bell notifications. The finish line is nigh. It's already been drawn, and woe to those who aren't prepared. This one from Universe 20 says XRP price after Swift starts using XRPL. But I say that price could only be reached when we reach summary judgment in the ongoing lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC. When they have clarity on what exactly are securities and what aren't. Only then could we see a 4 to 5 digit price for XRP. I mean, take a look at what's happening right now. The whole system has been rigged. With what we've seen so far, what's been happening in the space where a lot of crypto-related companies are being sued without a clear-cut regulatory guideline, what other time is best for Ripple to have a summary judgment than now? Now you tell me after listening to this.
Ripple turned down a settlement from the SEC. They turned it down. They said no. They are so confident. The Ripple team is so confident that they are going to outright win this trial that they turned down an official settlement offer from the SEC. I would like to believe this was probably towards the end of last year. There's a lot of evidence for that. I'm not going to say September. Ripple turned down a settlement from the SEC.
Thanks to BitBoy Crypto for that, once again. Now, you heard that right. The SEC had been behind the scenes, begging for a settlement with Ripple, but the fintech startup blatantly refused on the basis that it needed a clear-cut regulation that can only be entailed by summary judgment, not through settlement. Just as we heard from BitBoy Crypto, the Ripple team is so confident that they're going to outright win this trial that they turned down an official settlement offer from the SEC. In the meantime, let's take a quick commercial break before we get back into the details. Speaking of an innovative digital currency, we have the gold secure currency, or GSX for short, primarily referred to as the world's first growth coin. So the GSX platform, which happens to be one of our sponsors, just launched its most extensive mining update a few weeks ago, and it appears to be the biggest they've had so far. The Gold Secure Currency platform is a crypto project with an ever-increasing asset backing of a secured asset trust currently estimated to be worth over $7 billion, and can facilitate growth like a traditional cryptocurrency. So according to the recently announced mining updates, which appears to be the biggest they've had so far, the founders of the Gold Secure Currency platform enjoy ownership rights to thousands of acres across southern Africa, with 2 huge claims in Zimbabwe. The first of these humongous acres is situated near the mineral-rich suburbs of Makaha, with a significant gold reef that will allow for a much easier mining and much more substantial amounts of materials to be mined daily. The other newly acquired claim resides near Chinhoyi and is estimated to have a landmass of around 2,500 acres of land rich in minerals, gold, copper, and other valuable metals. Mining will commence in no time at all. Adoption of GSX as an everyday usable currency is underway, allowing daily marketplace usage thanks to its sub-2-second transaction speeds and stable growing value. Right now, the price is a very low-risk buy-in, and these massive projects will go a long way to get the value of GSX up to the dollar mark, so GSX has enormous investment potential. As a result, the next few months will be some of the most exciting months for GSX. So, guys, back to the main topic of the day. What is this talk about the incoming finish line on the horizon that we've all got to be prepared for?
Big one. Like, it takes years to get regulators comfortable. We've designed the way ODL is done, where the customers are not exposed to the crypto, and getting regulators comfortable and going to, central banks. It's just, again, I would say he's discovered that the easy part is easy.
And down to the hard part? Check this out from attorney Jeremy Hogan.
Have you ever heard of overcharging on a case? Like if you're arrested for DUI and they tried to charge you with something even worse than DUI. Let's say you're driving and they charge you with DUI, but they also charge you with manslaughter or attempted manslaughter because maybe they, even though you didn't hurt anyone. It's called overcharging. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the SEC did here. In bringing in the individual defendants, what ended up happening is they opened up all these different avenues for Ripple to get more documents and more information from them, because now it's not only about Ripple, but it's about these individual defendants and what they knew or should have known. And so it seems to me it was a mistake to do that. I think it was overcharging, and I think that was a mistake.
Looking at this interesting tweet from CoinDesk, while Michael Barr can speak crypto, he may be a tough regulator, CoinDesk's Jesse Hamilton says, as the ex-Ripple advisor faces a Senate confirmation hearing to become a top Federal Reserve regulator. Watch the State of Crypto presented by TronDAO. With a link to that, also provided in the description section with the title Former Ripple Advisor, Michael Barr Becomes Fed's Regulator. Make sure you check that out.
Well, I think probably the most important one is that we're all waiting for the Senate confirmation of Michael Barr, a former Treasury official, and that confirmation is expected pretty soon for him to become the Federal Reserve's vice chairman for supervision, which is a really important bank watchdog. It's probably arguably the most important financial regulator in DC. But what's interesting about Michael Barr is that he actually has a crypto background. He was on the advisory board for Ripple some years ago, and so this potentially puts somebody who can sort of speak crypto into a really important job in DC. Now, the caveat to that is that he actually is known as a very strong consumer advocate. He is very much in favor of strong regulations of financial firms. So he may be a tough regulator, but at least he's somebody who's going to understand where crypto is coming from.
Guys, we have this from Roger Ver. The only hope for a cryptocurrency to become a real store of value is for it to have real-world utility. Let's listen to what this crypto expert, essentially the world's first investor in Bitcoin startups, including but not limited to Bitcoin.com, Blockchain.com, Ripple, Zcash, BitPay, Kraken, and Purse.io, nicknamed Bitcoin Jesus, has to say in a brief. That's all we got for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.